How to draw back anatomy. I'm going to go over the 5 most important muscles you need to know in order to draw realistic human backs. To understand those bumps you see on the surface of muscular backs, you've got to understand what's going on underneath. Otherwise, you're just guessing and copying, not truly understanding what's going on. Knowing the science of muscle placement is how you can truly observe your references and be able to understand every other reference you gather moving forward. So I'm going to summarize what I learned about drawing back anatomy in this short tutorial. I'll start by going deep into topical anatomy, then draw a standing pose, then 2 flexed poses. You'll see me use the symmetrical tool here to save time, but just know that asymmetrical poses are usually more dynamic. So the first things that we are going to go off of for the back, some things that you can actually see on the back that start at the front, that you usually draw at the front, right over here, this muscle. This right here is called our sternocleidomastoid, or as artists like to call it, our SCM. If you flex your neck muscles, if you just kind of go ee really quickly, you make that noise, like ee, you can feel the sternocleidomastoid flexing on your neck. Your SCM is what helps you control your head tilts, your neck twists, and your just kind of general movement of the neck. It connects mostly on the front of the body, but you do still see it from behind. It connects from your sternum and clavicle to right behind the ear on the mastoid process, which is like around the back of the skull here. If you touch the sides of your neck, say E, you can feel the sternocleidomastoid on either side of the neck. This muscle right here, this big kind of diamond-shaped one, is called our trapezius, our traps. Our trapezius, if you raise your arms for me and pull them backwards, if you pull your arms back, you can feel those muscles squishing between your shoulders. That is your trapezius. Those are your traps. These control backwards, so arm movement. Your trapezius controls all that, like upwards, downwards, as long as you're moving backwards, that is your trapezius. Your trapezius is helping bring your arms backwards. Your traps are far down your back. If you notice all the little lines that I have drawn for like the back, these little lines are the direction of the muscle fibers, right? That's really, really important because the direction of your muscle fibers determine which direction your arms are supposed to be moving, which direction that muscle will try and like contract in. When you have one muscle that pulls you inwards, you have another muscle that pulls you inwards in the opposite direction. If your trapezius pulls you back, your pectorals pull you forwards. So at the front, if we were to look at the front of the human body, our pectorals actually look like this. The sinews of the pectorals do that. So they do help pull the arms forwards by comparison to the trapezius, who helps move them back. These lovely little fellers over here, kind of on either side of the shoulders over here. These are called our deltoids, or our delts. So your deltoids, these are your shoulder muscles. Your deltoids help move your arms up to the front and to the back. They do all of that. All of your muscles do multiple functions. They don't just do one. So while your pectorals will bring your arms forwards, your deltoids will also help with that, just a smidge. It is the muscles under your armpits that will help your arms come back down. This next little friend over here, the latissimus dorsi muscle, or our lats. So the lats, what they do is they bring the arm back down. So it's the lats that bring your arms back down. But your latissimus dorsi is actually connected to the bottom of your arm right here, the bone. It's connected to the bottom of your bone right here. It's connected to your humerus. So it would help to bring your humerus back down. This is why bones are also really important to learn with muscles, so you know their connection points. Your muscle is connected to certain bones, and that's what helps them move, right? So like it's really important to know which bones are where, so that if they go like, oh, your lats are connected to like your spine and your humerus, and you're like, okay, what would that do then? If it's gonna bring it closer, then that means that the arm is gonna be adducted to the body, right? That's why it's important to know both. Next muscle, the last one we are going to be talking about, your external obliques. So your external obliques help with contracting the abdomen twisting and bending side to side. You're contracting your abdomen. Just lean forward for me. That is your abdomen contracting. So that is you crunching up into yourself. That is contracting. Your abdomen muscles are on your stomach. So if you twist left to right, your obliques help with that. And you're also bending side to side. So if you just stay stock still and then bend left to right, that is also what your external obliques control. Your obliques are the fun little muscles that are on either side of your hip. They're kind of connected to your iliac crests. So what does this look like if I was just going to draw a person, right? What actually happens? What can we actually see on a person when we're not just drawing all the muscles underneath like this? Externally, what we can see are the muscles that I have pointed out here. So if we were to draw a person who was pretty muscular, so do you notice how high up the neck goes? You notice how high up these neck muscles go, right? Keep that in mind when you are drawing a person. If you are drawing somebody from behind, we don't have them from behind like this and then their neck starts down here, right? Your neck actually, like if you have drawing a person from behind and then you decide to start the neck down here, your neck will start way up here. So keep that in mind. Notice how high up those muscles start. The things that will be visible are your lats, 100%. This muscle right here, if you've ever drawn somebody from the front, and there's this kind of bulging muscle right here, that is their lats. Your deltoid, of course.
If you'd like to support the channel and the creation of free arts education, become a member on Patreon for working files, behind-the-scenes posts, and discounts on our class offerings.
So if I was to turn this off, right, you notice what is visible and what is not, right? We can see our lats, right? Our lats do this kind of diamondy shape that's going on here, and they are very, very apparent on a muscular back. The deltoid kind of serrates into our lats right here, right? You kind of notice how it sort of folds into our lats, right? They kind of do the same thing on the front with our pectoral muscles, where they kind of slot right above the pectoral muscles like that, if I remember correctly. Our lats kind of give us like a shoulder rub. Our lats kind of like wrap around from the back over to the front again, and then our deltoid is slotted right in between here, and then our pectoral muscles are right there. Everything kind of works like jigsaw puzzles, like it's a puzzle piece. We can see this cluster of muscles just a little bit as it slots into the lats over, or the, oh my god, I've been saying lats this whole time. Our traps. This is our trapezius. Yo, my bad. There's a trapezius is this big diamond shape. Our lats are down here.
We love art nerds at Wing Canvas, and these videos exist because of our awesome community. Is there a topic you want to see us make a video about? Let us know in the comments below.
Our deltoid has been slotted into the trapezius. The trapezius is the one that's kind of giving us a shoulder rub. And you can kind of see it happening here. The traps actually kind of stop around this area right here, where it's just a lot of tendons. So if we take off the under thing, usually if you see a really muscular person, they kind of have this weird diamond shape on the back of their neck right here. And that's where the traps stop, right? This is where the muscle stops, and it's all just like skin and fat and bone, right? So if you've ever seen that kind of weird diamond shape on the back of somebody who's really muscular, that's why. And then our lats kind of just wrap around. Now we're at our lats. Our lats just kind of wrap around our entire back until they get to our external obliques, which cause a bit of a hip dip. The more muscular you are, the more apparent that little hip dip is gonna be. Generally, overall though, you might actually see a line where your spine is supposed to be, because a lot of muscles kind of like, if you've ever like done this with your fingers, like you're trying to like crack open something and you try to put your fingers in between it, our spine is kind of right here. And our muscles sort of hug the spine like this. So you might actually see that nice little dip there because that's kind of where all of our muscles quote unquote connect. So topically, our topical views look like this. And then again, as our arms move, right, various things will change and shift and look a little bit different. Like our deltoids will move, our traps will move, all of these different things will move and squish together. So that's just kind of important to keep in mind while you are moving, right? So if somebody's arms are being pulled backwards, the things that are going to be accentuated are our traps and the deltoid. So if we draw this from kind of a topical view, our delts are going to be kind of pulled back here, like so. And this muscle is going to be kind of squished together, right? We can kind of see our delts, the front of our delts as we pull them backwards, right? And then the same thing from the front. If we decided to do it so our shoulders were moving forwards, these traps would be more extended, delts would be a little bit less visible. You kind of feel that moving forwards. Anterior means front, posterior means back. We consider the chest anterior. So posterior movement, moving backwards, you can kind of feel the trap sort of squishing in on itself. These muscles are kind of squished together over here, and then they kind of stretch apart again when we move our delts forwards.
Join a virtual class to learn live from our professional artists. Get creative assignments, individual guidance, and real-time feedback on your artwork. Start today and level up your practice. If you learned something new, like and share this with a fellow art nerd. If you love receiving quality and free arts education, subscribe. Here's a couple other videos you can check out next.